Adventure Day 1, Dusk. Hello everyone, it's Roidman, and welcome back to Dark Cloud. Last time, we started the adventure, had our entire village destroyed by a dark genie, and now given the responsibility of going into the dungeon by using the big keyhole, using the item square. And we're basically entering the Divine Beast Cave. So, as you can see, we have a lot of floors to go through. Unfortunately, you could not go to the next floor until you beat the current floor. But basically, based on stats, is on each floor it'll tell you how many Atlas are on it, and how many creatures you have killed in said floor. Let's go and enter the first floor. It's for real this time, Toan. From here on, you will be put to the true test. First, conquer this wretched Divine Beast Cave and find John's lair, that's your first goal. Since you're a beginner, I'll give you a lesson on how to fight in the dungeon. First, to advance to the next floor, in a dungeon, acquire a gate key for the door leading to the next floor. Each dungeon has a different gate key. For Divine Beast Cave, Drawn's crest will be the gate key. The gate key is almost always carried by a monster in the dungeon. You must defeat the monsters to acquire the gate key. Since you can't tell which one has the key, you have to defeat them all, one by one. Next, I'll tell you about how to return to the ground level, rather than advancing to the floor below. To return to the ground level, mind connect with me. In other words, speak with your mind. When you do this, I will transport your body to the ground level. Just select Leave Dungeon from the main menu. But be aware, if there are monsters left on the floor, the Mind Connect won't work. It will block by their evil energies. In such cases, use the item Escape Powder to get out on your own. The No Rune Village Chief has lots of it, so be sure to get it before you go. You can also mind connect with me when you go through the gate to the next floor of the dungeon. When you re-enter the dungeon, you can start at the next few new levels, so you don't have to worry about losing progress. Next, it's on to weapons. Be aware that weapons are breakable. The more you use a weapon, the more it wears, and finally it breaks. Broken weapons will disappear. To prevent weapons from breaking, use the item Repair Powder. It will restore their weapon power. The longer you use a weapon by repairing, the more magic it absorbs from monsters and thus becomes stronger. It's said that a weapon reaches its full strength, it can change to a more powerful form. Keep that in mind. Oh, I cast a special spell on the dagger you have on it, so it'll never disappear. But all the new weapons you will get during the quest will disappear once they break, so be careful. Don't waste your hard work by letting a weapon break and disappear. Finally, the important stuff, the spare Atla, where I protected and sealed the fragments of the world. If you see an Atla, don't hesitate to touch it. You can absorb the contents of the Atla into Atamalia by touching it. When you return to the surface, you will be able to begin reassembling these fragments of the world. Oops, today's lesson ran a little long. That's it for the lecture today. Now Toan, show me your true ability on this quest. So, let's just make sure there's nothing there. Let's collect this first Atla. Fence acquired! It's always important to have a fence. Now these big open rooms will usually have enemies for you to battle. So we have a dasher. They'll dash at you and then run away. Right now, don't worry about your weapon power on your dagger. It'll never go away. Ooh, another prickly. I will say this, collect as many pricklies as you can. Speaking of collecting, we have ourselves our first dungeon item. Basically, every floor will have it. Basically, this will reveal all the items that are on the map. So, for example, we want to go this way, and really just pair up again. Ooh, bear powder. Okay, so you want to take out the dasher first because they'll dash at you. As for the skeleton soldier, you want to just take your time because they can jump out of your way. Regular water. Nice. This will also reveal enemy locations, so just keep in mind of that. Bread. Nice. And right now I see 3 enemies coming my way. Let's collect our next Atlas. Lamp. Remember, these Atlas will have more important items than just a fence and a lamp. Oh no. Okay, so say hello to one of the most annoying enemies in this dungeon. So, the cave bats. They can poison you. You don't want to get poisoned. What the heck? Oh, that's what it is. Okay. So basically, you want to just try to make sure to dodge or just start attacking because these things are just plain annoying. Especially when they have a poison attack. There is an item that you should have equipped on. I really should heal after this. Yeah, we got Macho's house. Nope, that's not what I want. Yeah, I'm going to heal after this dasher. Because one, our dagger's about to... Well, there's Drawn Squat Crest. Let's grab this treasure chest here. We got some power-up powder. And yeah, let's heal up. Luckily, you can heal up at any time, so you don't have to worry about not healing in the middle of battle. I'm not going to use my repair powder on something that is going to not break on me, so there's really no reason for me to do that. Okay, so let's go down before we go left because of the... Well, there's our exit! So we definitely want to be careful because we also have a hydration meter. Oh, God, I hear multiple bats. Okay, so one thing you can actually probably do is basically... Okay. When it tells you when your ABS is basically all full up, you can actually upgrade your weapon. For example. And now I am going to repair it because I am not going to have that annoying beeping noise going on. Open the Atlas. Road. And our dasher. So be careful with the charge attack. It does take more weapon energy to do when you use it. Ooh, we have a map. And there is no waterfalls on this map. So we definitely need to be careful of hydration. We do have water bottles and such. We got Macho. And who else did we get? We got some river. Let's go down first and grab those items. Another cave bat. We got some trees. That's nice. And yeah, I know, I'm getting thirsty. Let me open this chest before you start nagging me about it. Ooh! Antidote amulet. Okay, so let's go to our items. quench our thirst with the tasty water. Now, another thing to note, you have 3 slots for active items that you can use in the dungeon. And the Antidote Amulet is a defense that will basically protect against poison attacks. Keep that on you, especially with bats in this dungeon. But along with that, you will get items that you can eventually just throw at the enemy and use. Let's see if we can do anything about these 2 enemies. 2 dashers. Okay, you're next. Okay, let's collect this last Atla and basically get to the end of this dungeon. Supplies acquired. So yeah, let's get to the end of the dungeon. And just walk all our way over to here. But yeah, that's more or less the basics of the dungeon. We do have more gameplay mechanics to cover over on the dungeon. As you can see, there is one thing I haven't covered yet, but we'll get to that in a moment. But right now, let's take our John's Keep and go to the next floor. And we're going to leave the dungeon temporarily. Notrune Village. Oh god, that sunset! Oh god, that sunset! Seems like you have finally came back with some Atla. Very well then, I shall teach you as I promised. The piece is sealed inside Atla. Are released by touching the Atla with your left hand, where the power of the Atamilia resides. Buildings and people that were sucked into the Atamilia will be restored to their original form. Once you bring them back to the ground level, you can arrange them as you wish. By going back and forth between the dungeon and ground level, you can restore the earth to its original form. That's your mission as the power of who was granted the power of the Atamilia. Now, let's move on. This may get a bit technical. If you wanted to place buildings, etc., press the select button while walking and go to edit mode. Press the select button again to return to walking mode. In edit mode, you can reassemble buildings that have fallen apart and place them on the ground. Seeing is believing. Try it yourself. Must be faster than listening to my lecture. Oh yes, and if you ever forget the things I teach you, use this. Manual required. It's a guide for using Atamilia and other things I wrote it for beginners like you. Manual can be selected from the main menu. Read it really carefully. Okay, I'll leave the world's reconstruction to you. I'll be watching. So long. You know, you ever go driving and you basically have that sunset basically just blinding you into light? That's what that felt like. But basically, from what the Fairy King is actually telling us on here, is basically on configuring our houses. So, as you can see, we only got Macho's house, some trees, road, and a river. Let's put some road that connects the dungeon at least. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And river. Or can we just put this river for right now? Let's put you here for the time being. I don't know why there, but okay. I'll eventually find something more useful to do with that river. We do have some trees, so let's just make it a little more lively here. So let's put a tree here. We'll put a tree here. tree here. Maybe a tree here. I will move these trees later on just to fit the village, but as you can see, it's now looking a little more lively. Now for the bigger thing. These houses. As you can see, each thing will give you like a hint here. Unfortunately, there's nothing to tell us what goes where. Except for these things. Daily training makes for a muscular body, a little powerhouse. Macho likes his name, never skips training. Which one fits that description? Daily training makes for a muscular body. That would fit the description. So we'll put Macho here. And we'll place, you know what, we'll place Macho's house right there. Now, another thing to keep in note, you have the diorama analysis. This will tell you on how much you have collected, completed, and requests done. We'll get into requests in a moment. So for right now, let's undo the select button. And every time you make progress on people's houses, there will be items here like bread, water, and etc. And right now I don't see Macho's all the way over there. You blasted kidding me. Macho, I want to talk to you! Don't you dare move when I get over to ya! Ah, Tolan, I missed you, man! Your smile's really brightened my day. Hello. If you see my bright big bro, tell him you didn't see me, okay? I'm counting on ya. Well, I haven't seen your big bro yet. How should I rebuild Norune? Fighting is what a man should live for. It's basic fact of life, right? Basically, we already took care of Macho's request. I put his house right next to the dungeon, and he wants to basically battle and train against monsters. So being right next to the dungeon is easy for him. What will happen when it's done? That. You should ask my big bro. Okay, we'll have to figure out where his big bro is. Let's ask the more important question. Tell me how to rebuild your house. Look, don't forget to expand my room. And the barbell. Put that outside. Okay, so if we go back into here and go over here, as you can see, we now have more stuff. We have slot, your own room, needed for training. And it'll basically fit with anything here. But since we don't have the items for it, we can't do anything more for Macho here. Now the next thing to note. After every floor of every dungeon, take the time to talk to the mayor. How was the Divine Beast Cave? You ran into some monsters, right? What's happened to it? I wonder. Every time you talk to the mayor, he will refill your items. Take this time to just use whatever repair powder is to repair your current weapon. Water to drink. And then talk to him again. And he will always restore your inventory. I'm just going to press square to organize it very quickly, but you can organize it any way you want. Also, I don't remember having an antidote drink. He will always give you like a water, bread, antidote drink, repair powder, and escape powder. Abuse this heavily. But with that first floor now done, and a little bit of the village now assembled, next time on Dark Cloud, we'll be going to the next floor.